Now, I needed a quarterback. We had spring ball. I had Jamar. I had Justin. I'll tell you the recruiting story about that. But the quarterback is the guy. You got to have him. So we have spring practice on TV. Remember now, they don't want spring ball no more because guys are poaching each other and all that. But we had it on TV. We didn't know nothing about that. So my son, Cody, is playing quarterback at McNeese State. He called me. He said, Dad, I saw y'all scrimmage. Your quarterback suck. I said, I know. He goes, you better get a new quarterback. I know. And he said, Coach, there's a guy named Joe Burrow at Ohio State that is transferring. You ought to look into him. So I walk out in the hall. The guys were grading the tape. I say, anybody know a guy named Joe Burrow? And Bill Bush was on my staff. Hey, Coach, I was there. I was there in the recruitment of Joe. He said, Coach, we get Joe Burrow, we're going to the college football playoffs. I said, go get Joe Burrow. No, Joe comes on a visit. Now, Joe was going to Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. Luke Fickell was the head coach there, recruited Joe. Joe's girlfriend was going to Cincinnati. Joe's daddy coached about an hour away from there.
Yeah.
So all the things that Joe needed, and they promised him he was going to be a starter. So Joe comes on a visit with his mom and daddy, great people. And the first thing he tells me, I say, hey, Joe, how you doing? Coach, I don't want to talk to you. What? I never know how to put it. He goes, Coach, I know you're a great recruiter. All I want to do is talk football and eat crawfish. I'm saying to myself, man, if I didn't need a quarterback so bad, I'd put that son of a ass on a plane right now so bad. Yeah, okay, Joe. That's all I said. So the next day we had a football meeting. There's about 12 of us there. His daddy, Jerry Sullivan, guys that have been in the NFL. It took me 5 minutes to figure out. Remember what Jimmy Johnson told me? What first thing? First degree? Smart quarterback. Joe was the smartest guy in the room, including me, including all the coaches, including his mama, my mama, his daddy, and everybody. And that was okay with me. So we went through the day, and then we go to a restaurant, all right? Joe wants to eat crawfish, right? So we get there. My on-campus recruiting coordinator comes up to say, Coach, they ain't got no crawfish. My good friend Charles Bagler, who's dead today, he said, Coach, you got to be able to think on your feet. 10 on the ACT, right? I said, call my friend Boudreaux, tell him to cook some crawfish. He always got crawfish. Tell him to bring it through the kitchen, put it on the tray that says the restaurant we at, and serve it to Joe. I'll be damned. 30 minutes, what we got? Hot crawfish for Joe, right? Joe's eating crawfish, and everybody knew this up, Joe. There it is right there. Potatoes and the corn, see all the stuff, right? So anyway, in any good sales, and you guys know this by what you do here, there's always a crack in the door, right?
Right.
But you got to sense that crack. You got to seize it. If the crack's not there, just wait, there's going to be a crack in the door. And man, I went up to him, and here's his answer. I said, Joe, I want to talk to you. He went, yes, sir. I knew it. So I took him outside. This might have been the most important talk I ever had in all my life. We're in the parking lot, okay? The gravels, road people, the dust is coming.
What restaurant is this?
Mike Anderson's restaurant.
Anderson's restaurant.
One of the places we always went to.
Okay.
And I said, Joe, if you tell anybody about this conversation, it never happened. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I said, Joe, I don't get you, they're going to fire me. I get you, we're going to win the national championship. That's how important you are to me. Okay, there you go, right there. And we're in the parking lot.
So you're in that parking lot. You're telling,
to the left. Oh, yeah, to the left. Oh, yeah.
And so you're telling this kid, if you don't come here, I will not have a job.
But if you do,
we're going to win it all.
We'll win it all. Now, there's 3 quarterbacks ahead of you. I'm going to put you on the 14, and you're going to earn your way in front of the football team. But, Joe, I know these quarterbacks. They're good, but they're not as good as you. I ain't seen a damn lick of film on the son of a gun. You hear me? I was just going on what I heard, right? Okay? And I saw in that meeting, right? You know what I mean? Hey, you got to take a shot, baby. You got to take a shot, baby. Hey, it was that Eminem. Got one shot, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, is that a great song? Huh? Sweating, huh?
Yeah.
Spaghetti, throw up all over the place. You got heartbeat, you forget the words, huh? You got one fucking shot, you got to take that song, baby. Right? Whoa! Man, I can hear that song and get fired up, boy. That was me out there, huh? So I said, listen.
Outside of a restaurant, you guys playing "Lose Yourself" by Eminem. Just like, I gotta get this fucking 20-year-old. If I don't get this 20-year-old, I'm dead.
I'm dead. I'm done.
So what's his facial expression? What's his response when you say, "I don't get you," I'm getting fired?
You could tell when you tell somebody, it's like an aha moment. I saw that look in his eye. I know that look. I hit home right now. I said, now, you're going to come earn your way, but I know you're better than them. Now, Joe, by the way, I have two pretty good receivers. One's name is Jamar Chase, and one's name is Justin Jefferson. You don't know about them yet, but you're going to love them. He looked at me and said, okay, coach. So, the next day we have a recruiting meeting. You guys been there. Sunday's a business day to me now. Sunday is, you're nice, then let's go. Rubber hits the road today, boys. Where we at? So we have a little deal, just Joe and his parents and all of the coaches. And Joe goes, well, I'm going home, and I'm not going to talk to anybody till Thursday. Now, you think my ass is going to wait till Thursday?
No.
No way, right? So they leave. So we have a little vote. All the coaches, why we have fun with it. Where's Joe going? Cincinnati. My ass is going to Cincinnati. We're going to find a way, boys. Well, coach, he's not talking to anybody. I don't want to hear that. So on this trip, I made good friends with his brother, Dan. Now, Dan is very talkative. Joe is not. We laugh, we joke, and everything. So I said, Derek, call Dan. I'll call him on Monday morning. You guys have heard the story, right? You guys have heard this so many times. Dan, where you think Joe ought to go? Well, coach, it's his decision. Dan, shut the F up. Dan, nothing wrong with Cincinnati. Dan, Cincinnati or LSU? Dan, he's going to win the Heisman here. He's going to win. He's going to be a first-round draft. We're going to win it. I know, coach. But it's his. I said, bullshit, Dan. I said, Dan, do you love your brother? He goes, yes, I do. I said, how much? A bunch. I said, Dan, take your hands and put it down your pants, son. I said, squeeze them damn things. Make sure you got two. He said, coach, I'm squeezing. Squeeze harder. I'm squeezing. Out there, if you got two, you going to call your brother and you going to tell him to come to LSU. So he was my third-party call the whole week, right? We tell this story all the time. It's a true story. I mean, I think he actually was squeezing them, right? Hey, you gotta find out you got two, right?
Yeah.
Let's go, babe. So he called Joe every day. Joe knew we were talking to them. Now, Joe says at the end, that wasn't the deciding factor, but at least I felt good enough that my ass wasn't waiting till Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So out the blue, I had a call. Joe Burrow. This is all or nothing, right, guys? All or nothing, right? Been in business deals that help y'all get over the top. He goes, coach, I want to be a Tiger. What? Yes, baby. Here we go, man. Here we go. And look, so we get going, right? So Joe comes with Tommy Moffitt in the summer, the first day. Now, I got 3 quarterbacks ahead of him, and these quarterbacks, they got the locker room. You know how they got.
Yeah.
They got these guys convinced.
Joe's an outsider.
Mm-hmm. They got these guys convinced that they're the guy. I knew in my heart that this was not beneficial for us to win the championship that he was. Because of the type of quarterback he was. So Joe gets out there, we're running 110s. He wins every one of them. It ain't even close. After that, Foster Morrow, who...
we know Foster, friend of the show.
Yeah. Foster hosted Joe on his recruiting. Him and Foster went through a pass together. And the whole team was with, rightfully so, without a quarterback, throwing passes. Joe, that summer, I wasn't there every day, but every day he wasn't even close. He was not going to lose a 110. He was not going to lose anything. You saw the competitive desire. The other guys were trying. They couldn't. And before you know it, he won the locker room. Before you know it, the whole team was thrown together at the end, and there was no animosity towards Joe. So we get into 2 days, right? Now, I'm training 4 quarterbacks, right? Now, we open up with the University of Miami in Jerry World at Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
So we get about 2 weeks and we say, look, man, we got to cut it. We'll get 2 guys. We can train. I had the coaches grade every drill. All right. Joe won every drill. Joe was going to win every drill. But when we told all the coaches, we told our quarterbacks that we need to start training too, and that Joe and Miles was going to be the first 2 quarterbacks. Oh, hell broke loose. One guy transferred. The next guy didn't come to practice. And, man, it was a dark cloud. The players didn't want to practice. It was bad. So the next day we had to have a player leadership committee, all right? And those were all guys that I had recruited. And they said, Coach, you're wrong. Joe's not the starting quarterback. He's not the best quarterback. This guy is. Obviously, the guy didn't believe it. And he was a good quarterback. He did some good things. So I finally had to put the grades down. I went around. I looked at every one of them. I said, I recruited you, right? I went to your house, right? I said, I'm going to treat you like my son, right? Have I done that? Yes, sir, you have. I said, you think I'd do anything a little bit sterner voice to hurt you or to hurt this football team? It's my job to make the decision. It's your job to play. I know Joe Burrow will win us to the championship. Okay? You got to believe me. You know what they said? Coach, you're right. We think the other guy be a quarterback, but we're going to trust you, Coach. And they went in there and they told the team that we trust Coach's decision and we're going to follow you. And bam, and away we went. That might have been, but the meeting in the parking lot and the meeting with the leadership committee, and they the ones that the leadership committee took it to the team and said, hey, we're going to back up Joe and we're going. And that's how it all happened.
Did anything come about when his first game he goes 11 for 24 and only throws for 140?
You know what? Be honest, and he'll tell you this. Joe got better. Now, Joe hadn't played in 3 years, okay? Joe got better. And thank God, think about this. He graduated in 3 years, all-state basketball player, all-state football player. Mother was a principal. Daddy was a coach. Great character, great, all that. But he hadn't played in 3 years. So he graduated in 3 years. Thank God we had him for 2. His first year, now he got better as it went on. Mm-hmm. And then we went to the spread, and he started to go out. But he got better. Give it to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best of all time. Yeah. But I'm wondering if you had that leadership meeting to where you're like, this is the guy we're going with. Everybody's against it. You have the first game against Miami. He only throws for 140. And surprised some of the guys like, look, we're trying to tell you.
Yeah, they were, but you know what? He audible to a play on 4th down that helped us win the game. And they knew it. And it was on. It was kind of like, but everybody saw it. But later on, we beat Georgia. Now, Georgia was ranked number 2 in the country that year. And we went for 4-1 5 times, and we beat the dog out of Georgia that year. And that was Joe's first major win at LSU.
Yeah, coming out party.
That was a 10-3 year, correct?
Yes,
10-3 year.
Let me say something about that 10-3 year. We're playing UCF. They're undefeated. They're very good, and we getting beat 14-0. It's an 11 o'clock game. We ain't awake. It was like, and they're pumped to play the Tigers, right? And all of a sudden, Joe throws an interception, and this guy blindsides him and targets him. Okay, and Joe's on all 4. I don't know if the guy that hit him. Look at it, right there. The guy spit on him. That guy right there is from New Orleans and spit on Joe. Okay, the team saw it. I said, Miles, get ready. Joe stood up. F that! I ain't coming out. We commenced to kicking these boys' ass, and Joe ain't never lost another game in LSU before. That moment right there made Joe Burrow right there. He wasn't coming out. You know what I mean? He wasn't coming out. We commenced to kicking their ass. That was his moment right there.
God damn.
That
kind of juiced me up hearing that.
That was his moment where the team finally said, you know what? Here's our guy.
Yeah.
Here's our guy.
His senior day, when he jogs out of the tunnel, and his last name is spelled E-A-U-X, how bad? First off, like understanding your crowd, your fan base, changing it like that, like it's very impressive, and it's one of those things where like everybody's an LSU fan in that moment, watching that happen. What did he talk to you about that before? Or did you kind of get surprised by it?
He asked Derek.
Uh-huh.
Well, here's what happened. we were going so well. I gave him the keys. I said, Joe, you're the leader. You tell me what y'all want. I wasn't no pussy or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But on little things while I was on the side of what should we do, not do, go to the movie, not go to the movie, I let Joe decide. And he went to Derek, said, I asked Coach Joe if I could put EAUX. He was his own thoughts. That goes to show you the showmanship that he has. You know, a lot of great players, great coaches can compartmentalize. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you guys can do that. You can put one thing in your mind, focus on it. If you have to change, go to there and come back. He did it with the best of them. They went crazy. You talk about capture the state of Louisiana, and I think we beat Texas A&M 50-0 that night.
Did you really? Beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, I mean 15-0, bro.
EAUX is such a badass move. That's so fucking badass.
Almost as good as the cigar.
Yeah. He kind of started that too, right?
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah. What do you guys still keep up with each other?
If I text Joe, he'll text back in a minute.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not gonna call those guys and mess with them.